Hi everyone. Hi everyone. So
Hi.
we have a lot of people. Okay, so some people have been waiting from before. Hi Soumya. Hi Raghav. Hi Ayushi. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. And yes, now we are in the final week of our Newbie to Pro series, and this is the third episode. And we are really, really excited. The whole team is honored to have Amit sir with us today. Honestly, it couldn't have been better because to have someone as experienced as him. And thank you so much, Amit sir, for joining us. It's going to be, we are just looking so much forward to having an insightful conversation with you. And we have a lot of people who are very excited for the event
Well,
in the comment section already.
yeah, I can read that, and thank you so much, Kushi. Thank you so much, everyone at the EquiCode team for having me. It's a pleasure to meet such a young and such a dynamic audience. I'm so happy to be with you all and discuss the fast-going, and one of the better uh, paying jobs these days of product management.
Right, so we are truly honored. And before we start up with the session, I would definitely like to introduce Amit sir to all of you. So Amit sir has been working in this field since a long time, and he's really experienced. And honestly, if there would be one person who I would, or I think anyone should look up to for this field, I definitely say that should be Amit sir. He's working as an organizer for Product Tank Pune, and he's one of the members who have initiated and built the entire community. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. And we already have a lot of questions. So when we started up the registration for this event, we had a bunch of questions already floating in about, uh, and we really hope that all of the people who just initiated and who just trusted in us, I hope they would be able to get on their queries. And I think we can start the session now.
Thank you so much, Kushi. Uh, Let me share the presentation. Okay, I'll go in the slide deck. It's a pleasure meeting you all. I'm so happy to be part of this initiative. Product management is an amazing and very interesting skill. If you are looking to start up your career in product management, uh, all the best. This is the best time to do. Best time to be a product manager and best time to be in product management. Uh, Before we go a little bit about the slides or a little caveat, uh, most of the discussion is about based on my experience of how product management has been, and it's something which I have learned over the years. So some of this might not be relevant to you. And my experience has been primarily into building software products. So if you are so when I speak for software products. If you can also build multiple more other products in the physical world and the manufacturing industry. uh, but yesterday we would be talking about software products. The way I think we could conduct these sessions is that I would quickly go over the slides, and then I would like this to be more interactive thereon, take a lot of questions, uh, so on and so forth. Uh, Thank you so much. A little bit about myself. I'm a product manager with a company called Flywheel Tech. Flywheel Tech has been is a sales enablement platform for real estate technology, primarily in the US, and now we are bringing the product in India. We are building something which is a CRM, and that is my expertise has been primarily into building games, information security products, and now CRM. I've also been a community champion or a organizer of Product Tank Pune. So, what is product management? It is an amazing department within software industry which sits at the core. You've heard of UX, you've heard of technology teams, and you have business teams. You have This is the most apt and sometimes most confusing uh, explanation of what product management is. But uh, let me tell you, product management is about combining and collaborating with multiple departments, uh, be that UX or user research, technology, and business. Product management sits at the core. It is uh, the collaborative force within a product company. To paraphrase an example, Google or Amazon or all the product companies, product management sits at the core of it. So, since we also spoke of what is product management, let me talk a little bit about what is not product management. If you see the screen, uh, it has a comic of what Dilbert would do, a very sarcastic and a tongue in cheek comic, and especially saying what is not product management. Being a product manager, you do not have to create each feature, each fix each bug, and understand, learn, or react to every demand of customer or consumer to you. As a product manager, your one job, one task is to collaborate with people, and your second job is to negotiate with people. What is, as a product manager or as part of the product management team, you negotiate with your customers, negotiate with your management, negotiate with your engineers, UX, and business teams to build something which is required for the betterment of the human, for the betterment of the vision. As a product manager, you are looking at the priority, looking at your roadmap, building a roadmap, and identifying what is important for you and for the company to achieve what is to the roadmap. Very often, we fall upon this trap as product management department or as product managers of taking in demands of each product requirement. Let me give you an example. I worked on a feature uh, which was going to help one of my customers. So I worked in an information security background, and we had a feature where the customer wanted all of their data exported. We typically don't do that. But then in this case, because it was a very demanding customer, we said, okay, let's pull this feature into our roadmap and let's build this for the customer. We spent almost a 1 month onto building that feature and gave it to the customer. The way the story ends is that the customer used it and they didn't use any of our product. Also, since this feature was for only the specific customer and we didn't have more customers using this feature, our product didn't quite accelerate the growth phase. Some of the early mistakes I made as a product manager, and now I reiterate this story to all my friends, telling them, unless you have thought about a feature, unless you have thought about the importance, the value it brings not only to one of your customer but to your entire customer gamut, unless the feature helps in building the product growth, you shouldn't start jumping and building it. I like product management to be a negotiating table where all the stakeholders come and they put in their demands, and a product manager as somebody who is in charge of taking care that every party is represented and is equally given value. Depending upon that, product manager takes a decision. So we've spoken a little bit about what is product management and what is not product management. Now the natural question which arises is, why is needed? Why is it needed? Why is it that you need to have a product manager, or why is product management needed? What I feel is, and I've been emphatically saying that product management is needed. You need product management to bring the customer centricity, bring in the empathy, bring in uh, ability to build and own roadmaps and bring growth. Sometimes product manager need not be needed. You can play the role of product manager, being an engineering lead, being if it's a technology product, let's say you are building a database like Hasura. So a lead engineer can play the role of product manager. Or if you are building a customer centric product, a sales enablement engine, then the sales team can play the role of product manager. But the principles of product management, of bringing the customer centricity in, helping build roadmaps, helping own roadmaps and growth, that is central to why product management is needed and why good product management is needed. A good product manager understands and brings the customer discussion every time to the negotiating table. Do you want to build? So if there's a negotiation about what database we must choose, should we go with NoSQL, SQL? And though it is a technology decision, a product manager brings in customer information. How would this move help our customer? How would such a move be important for customers? And that is where, my friends, product management is needed. Without product management, we would not be able to talk about things which are um, like why customer empathy is bringing brought in to every product you deliver. Do we take any questions at this time, or should we do it at the end of the session?
So I think we can do it during the end of your presentation, maybe.
Okay, yeah. Uh, Now, who can be a product manager? We've all seen about what product management is needed and why you need product management, why you don't need product management. Uh, the person who represents this function is a product manager. Anyone who has an inquisitive mindset, if you are trying to build a product mindset within you, try asking questions. When I learned product management, and I learned it from a person called Aditya Belande, he was my mentor and one of our first speaker at Product Tank Pune. He gave us a new mantra. He said, if someone says that, hey, build a product for me, you ask them why for 5 times. Why do you want to build? Let's say it's for customers. Why do you want to build? And if you are able to get those people answer you relevant 5 times why, this is often also a very famous theory. You should be able to build the product. So anybody who has a why mindset is something who can be a good product manager. A very strong bias towards the customers. Bring in the customers. If you are somebody who brings in the customers towards the table, towards the roadmap every time, you can be a good product manager. If you any decision the company makes, let's say there's a technology decision about building for long term versus building for short term. If you have who have your customers be running high and dry in the short term while waiting for a mirage of a drinking of pure drinking water sometime in long term, you might not take those decisions. Somebody who understands the customer's pain in and out. If she or he has that empathy towards customers, they can be good product managers or excellent product managers. Someone who must be able to tell a good story. As product managers, our aim is to tell the pains of customers in the highest form to our internal management. If a customer is not able to make a booking, let's say it's a site called Book My Show, and your customers require 5 minutes to do a booking, it's a product manager's job to build a good story, to weave a story which will, a compelling story that will put the entire management behind building a solution which will help your customer do the booking not in 5 minutes but in 1 minute and less. Whatever your goals be, whatever your matrix be, if you are a good product manager, you must be able to tell amazing stories, and you should always have a few stories in your hand. As a good communicator, that only enhances your skills to tell those stories. The most important skill which a product manager must possess is be able to negotiate day in and day out with your customers. Like in the example I gave about the InfoSec product and the Excel sheet, Excel export, which we did, we could have gone and negotiated better with the customer. As a good negotiator, you do not have to agree every demand of what your customer says. You can ask them, why do you really need this feature? Why do you want to build it? What is the problem that is you are solving so that you need a product? How are you doing without a product? Some of these questions, if you ask and you are able to negotiate better, then you will be a good product manager. I've always been a proponent of understanding customers' pain, doing a user journey, and building a user persona while you come up with any product. So if you are looking for starting up your product manager journey, try and build a user persona. A user persona could be of any person who would want to use your product. A user persona must contain uh, the information about the person, but also how they are coping up when this product or this feature is not there. So if you want to start up on your journey of building good products, try building user personas. I would recommend there's an author called Roman Pichler, a very famous product person. He's done some amazing work in building user persona. I would recommend you to have notes of him, and he's also built a table where you can put in a user persona. Do that. Uh, that would really help you start on your journey as in product management. So let's talk about what more skills you would need if you are a product manager on your day-to-day job. 50% of times, and this is an interesting infographic, uh, it talks about the communication skills as the number one skill you need. Once you get selected as a product manager, on your day-to-day job, you would be talking a lot. So somebody who has a natural flair of communicating, and by communicating, not only being an extrovert in communicating, but using various forms and means to communicate. That could be telling good stories, or drawing up features, or writing product documents, amazingly beautiful product documents, and explaining, using that as a tool to to convey your thoughts and to convey about features or product which you want to do to your customers, to your management, to your technology leads, to your QA leads, and everyone else in the company. So having good communication skill helps. uh, Written, oral, and design. I would rate design skills at much higher, uh, and as part of communication skills. We also need to be very, very objective while prioritizing. We spoke about asking whys 5 times. That why framework helps anyone, any good product manager in prioritizing. There will always be more than two things which you need to do immediately. A famous age in while building product companies, when you go to customer and you say, hey, when do you need this feature? The first answer I would get is yesterday. We needed this feature yesterday. And when you go to a lot of customers, everyone says the same answer. You must build those skills to say, okay, you don't need it now. I'm not going to build it for you. We do not have this feature now. We must prioritize. If you are going to build a website versus an app, what should you build first? Someone, a good product manager, would answer this question by saying, hey, our product has about, would go out and research what are how is the competitive landscape, and are people, a lot of people using apps. My previous company, a product which I worked on was a travel product. We primarily thought that it would be a mobile product, but then we did a research and found that a lot of people who did use travel websites were actually browsing on machines, laptops, and desktops, and not on mobile. The people who did go through and book the travel, they were using websites a lot. So rather than building an app, we prioritize building a web-based app than a mobile app. So ability to prioritize is a very important skill any product manager can have. Day in and day out, you would be asked to prioritize, and um, between by your developers, by your QA, by management, what should we do? Sometimes people call product managers as uh, mini CEOs. While I feel honestly that it's an exaggerated term, but then your prioritization skills come in handy when you do a lot of decision making. Uh, some people also say product managers uh, are people managers, or people managers without authority. We don't. Most of the product managers are individual contributors, but people management doesn't mean that you need to have direct reportees to manage them. People management is something which I believe is how do you build relationships with your vendors, with your peers, within organization and outside organization. Ability to get your work done is the most important skill a product manager can have. If you have a developer who's working on something else and you want him to work on, help you with a small design thing or a small JavaScript, it would be your people management skill and your relationship with the developer and designer for you to get those things done. Sometimes people also call it as the Jugaad innovation, uh, and I think that's good in it. You need to be able to get the work done, and good people management skills come in very handy. Organization skills you must understand, especially if you are into a B2B software. You must understand how the organization functions, what is the various hierarchy, and so on and so forth. Now, when this actually comes in handy is in a B2B product sales, you try and understand how is the hierarchy of decision making. So you work with your sales team to understand who's the decision maker and how many hops you might have to do or your sales team would have to do while selling the software to make a decision. And I think understanding about how organization hierarchy comes in very handy at that time. While people rate technical skills low, but then if you are in the software industry and you are working with developers, uh, it is important that you understand technology. I wouldn't say that you need to code, but ability to understand the developer's language makes it easy for you to communicate. Uh, while design skills are not needed much, but then prototyping skills using tools like InVision, Balsamic to convey or communicate your thoughts are the most important aspect of every product manager's life. There are we've also spoken about negotiation skills and pride in past, and yeah, those are part of what a product manager would need to do to get into a job. Let's talk a little bit about the tools which you need. I've used these following tools, and but there are a lot more. I've used Jira extensively, so if you have any questions, feel free. I've also used Product Plan, I have Asana, I've used AHA for road mapping. If you are a product manager, initially you might not be able to do a lot of road mapping. That's something which is at a vision stage. But then you are tasked to execute a roadmap. And then this is your first step to understand. A tool like AHA and Asana do a very good job at understanding roadmap. Um, as you are trying to break into product management, do ensure that you know some of these tools. This would help you in your interview. Envision is for design. I've used it. I use Balsamic extensively for prototyping. Use the onboarding tools, Mixpanel. I've used Mixpanel a lot. AppQs fairly well. But then, yeah, this is wrong for user testing. You might still use Envision, but Amplitude is something which I would prefer. Again, I've tried using analytics using Pendo, Splunk, and Google Analytics a lot. Also, I've used Help Scout and Zendesk for knowledge base about your product. Coming to the next page, let me pull that. Okay, some of the resources if you want to learn about product management, Mind the Product. That's something which I've been looking at a lot. I've been closely associated with that community. Product Tank as a community helps. We arrange meetups, we arrange newsletters, we have workshops. In fact, we also have a workshop on road mapping coming up very soon. We will have a workshop on building for 100 million users. How do you build for that coming up soon? Look into that. PM School is another community that helps you. I would highly recommend Lenny's newsletter for breaking into product management if you have not subscribed to it, and then the 0 to PM website, which Akshay Deshmukh curates. That has amazing articles, resources for breaking into product management. So we have covered, yeah, we are on the 9th slide.
I feel we are
And
done with the presentation now.
I just have one more slide, two more slide actually before we get into
Yeah, sure.
questions. Well, and for those who've been following the presentation up till now, please Yeah, this is the best part of why do you want to become a product manager. So that's the median salary of a product manager. This is from a survey which I recently found, and 17 lakhs a year is what it is in India. Um, it could vary a little bit for a entry level candidate, but yeah, the salaries are really good. They pay you well. Now, why they pay you well is because you help bring chaos to order. Product managers are at the center of the circle chaos which we just mentioned. You are somebody who will have immense power and ability to move and shape a product. So, if you are looking for a career in product management, that's the best thing. Be proud of yourself. You would be building a product and you would be taking home a great salary. Some salaries go a lot beyond this. So, I'm sure you would have researched, but yes. Um, this is my last slide. And I'll talk a bit about why, what does a product manager do? And a product manager does is build a successful software product. And whenever you are building a successful software product, remember, you first need to solve a problem you are passionate about. So if you are passionate about information security, passionate about games, passionate about helping people, those are the kind of companies you must look at when you are trying to go into a product management career. There's nothing right, nothing wrong. If you are passionate about social sector, be a product manager in a social sector. Solve a problem which you are passionate about. Yeah. I would also like to say that be hands-on, set very realistic goals for growth and development when you take up your product management journey or your startup journey, one step at a time. Okay, be patient. And then, whenever you're doing this, remember that beyond the idea, it is the power of implementation that ensures success. Being a product manager, we must focus on implementing so that we can ensure success. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for an awesome presentation. And we have a loads of questions coming out. So let's start with some. So the first one is, can you also get into product management without a management degree?
Absolutely. You do not need management degree to be a product manager. The first phase of product managers, uh, which was like just before me, when product management is relatively new trade in the industry, and the first phase of product management folks were from technology background. I myself am from technology background, and Shivang, um, while a management degree helps you understand the nuances of product management, it's absolutely not necessary. So what you need is an inquisitive mindset. Ask why. Ability to build roadmaps and empathy towards customers. That's what is needed. In fact,
Uh,
there's a go ahead.
no, sir. Like that would be great if you can answer this as well, because a lot of people have the same questions.
Yeah. Uh, Management degree definitely helps you get a kickstart, and it helps you get a kickstart in a lot of careers. Management consulting is one of them. Finances are there, marketing is there, and so on. Product management as well. It helps. It does help you kickstart. Obviously, it's good to have, but it is not necessary.
Great. So I also have one question. So basically, if what should be the exact strategy of a beginner? Like, for example, a freshman or a sophomore who is just about to explore these fields, because that's what happened with a lot of people like me. So when we just
Yeah.
entered into this whole new area, we explore a lot of other domains. We just and product management is one which is like it's definitely not there yet. Like people are still get to realize the essence of it. And so, what should be the whole idea and like a strategy of a complete beginner or a complete newbie for this field? How should he start? Maybe he should get into technology, or like what should be that?
So, product management is a relatively new field, and they have started hiring APMs now. So, a lot of
Right.
companies we talk to at Product Tank hire candidates with 0 to 1 year experience as associate product managers. That could be a building starting point for you if you are looking into a product management job. Um, do some of those courses online to help you get the nuances of what product management is about. Be part of communities so that again you understand what product management does. Reach out to peers or seniors in the industry and see if they are looking for associate product manager. uh, Increasingly we are seeing a lot of companies hiring people with 0 to 1 year experience as associate product manager. So yes, the opportunities are increasingly more common. uh, that should help you to start your career. I would say if you are exploring multiple opportunities, be in tech or being quality assurance or design, uh, then look at it like another opportunity. Like you would see if a career in design, you would give 3 months, 6 months, do a course and explore opportunities there. So also in product management, do a course or learn from the books. Uh, there are books like 0 to 1. There are books like Why, and there are a lot of tons of resources online. Go through some of them and reach out to people. That should help you out.
Definitely so. So the next question is, how can I gain more experience in this field?
Um, Gautam, that's an amazing question. Very important. Uh, the standard way of doing internships would work for you to get in experience, but there's something more, and that would go a long way in getting the experience. Is if you build a small startup of yourself. So, as we said, product management is at a confluence of UX, technology, and business. Now, such kind of experience you could get when you build your own startup. So, if you have an idea that need not be tech idea, or if you have a problem, if you see a problem that you would want to solve, and you can solve that with technology, do it. Give it 6 months and see how you can grow it. What you would learn is that you are not only working on the problem, but you are also trying to find customers for it, trying to find users for it, getting user adoption, getting it reviewed, get it reviewed with people, senior industry or business people. When you're doing all of this, you would have done almost everything what a product manager does. So the best way uh, is to build your own small product startup, maybe for a year, maybe for 6 months. But and not every startup needs to succeed. As some also give experience. So yeah.
Right. So Shaurya asks, is there any adequate technical proficiency which is required for this particular field?
Uh, Thanks, Shaurya. If I understand your question correctly, uh, you're asking about are there any technology which you need to learn which would help you get into product management?
Right.
If that's something, I'm assuming, um, just to dig in a bit deeper, there could be one more thought too. Is are you saying that you want to learn React, Angular, or some of those technologies, or Java, core Java? Um, but then I would say have a, if you are looking for a job in software, have a basic understanding of software, how software works, how software systems work. uh, that not only includes learning a language but also learning how that language is compiled to make a software which then runs onto deployment platforms like AWS, Google Cloud, or servers. um, Having an understanding of how a system works is more important than having proficiency in a particular language. So try learning how a software system works. So the front end is an HTML. It is deployed onto a server. Then you have JavaScript, and then backend is the engine, which has probably some of your program or algorithms running through React or no Node or Java programs. Having that understanding how the train and the entire software system works is more important than getting proficiency in one particular language. Thank you. Does
Yeah,
that I hope that helps answer the question for Shaurya.
definitely. If any of the folks want to ask any of the question, make sure you comment down the question in the chat section because we'll be definitely taking that up. So the next question is, what is the ideal educational background or a degree, so in terms of education to become a successful PM?
Well, there's well, this question is has two parts to it. How do you become a successful PM, and what is the ideal education degree or background? Success, being a successful PM is altogether a different degree. Degree helps you altogether a different question. You need to be objective. You need to have customer empathy to become a successful PM. Is what we discussed also in the presentation. The degree helps you get through to the interview, and like in every other field, uh, so I would say that a management degree has a high chance of getting you, your foot through the door. Uh, Not saying whether it's right or wrong. People absolutely consider candidates without a management degree or with an engineering degree as well, from a good college. But then if you are that just gives you a upper edge. If you are from an IIM or an IIT, that's how the TNP department works mostly. There are exceptions everywhere. I have been a PM, and I do not have a degree from either of those great institutes, uh, and I've been fairly good. So you definitely need to have a yeah. There's no right or wrong. MBA degree does help, but then not having you that degree doesn't necessarily put you at an advantage. What actually helps, okay, is doing those small courses along with your degree. Um, I don't know any, but yeah, that could also help you too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The next question is, so Raghav has worked with UI and then UX. How easy would it be for him to shift to product management?
Well, I think you, Raghav, you're in an excellent position. My question back to you would be, why do you want to shift? You're already good at UI, UX, and maybe grow in that field. Uh, Product management is good, and it definitely is paying well this time. But UI, UX is also a great field. Uh, I would not recommend, and there's a lot of growth path being a UI or a UX designer. I would not recommend you to shift. But if you still decide to shift, then I think it would be fairly easy for you to shift to product management. If you are able to communicate through your designs with your stakeholders, um, I'm sure you will become a good product manager, and you won't require a lot of time to do that. So,
Okay.
all the best.
So someone asks, what are the essentials required to start working for this field? So there are a lot of questions, a lot about what are the prerequisites to get into this field, since it's a whole new field and people have not explored it a lot. So a little
Hmm.
bit about that, maybe.
So, while we've spoken about it, tell take a I'll answer this in a little bit different way, or another approach which a lot of members can take. If you have some startup working knowledge, if there's a startup which is into building a product, and if you work there either in sales or in product department or in quality assurance or in UX, where you're exposed to most of the workings of the product, that could really help you get a kickstart into uh, getting into product management. Apart from getting regular degrees and regular courses, which obviously would help you get a understand understand the nuances, understand the tools like Jira. So you should have an understanding of these tools, understanding of what those tools are meant to do. What does a roadmap look like? Uh, what does a bug look like? How does a user journey or user map looks like? Uh, Learn about these things. Uh, a place where you would get exposure to a lot of these things is a startup. So working a few years in a startup or interning at a startup if you are still pursuing your graduation, um, take some of those internships. I I know Google Hyderabad has a lot of internships in product roles. Microsoft also has a lot of product roles coming
APM
up,
rules, right?
APM roles coming up. In fact, it was Microsoft that brought in the APM program. Intuit in Bangalore is a good company. LinkedIn is a great company to be with. Uh, Try and see if there are internships in there. Also, if you are interested in social sector, look into the internship there in social sector. Uh, I would be happy to connect anyone who's looking for it through my network. But you must. This could be one way to get more knowledge about it. Uh, there are no the field is unlike your some of the technology, or comparing it to some of the other technological roles where you do a specific course and post your degree and then you get a head start. uh, that kind of structure is still not built into product management or getting into a career in product management. So after your college, I think the best way is to do internships of product roles, and that would give you a head start into product career.
Great. We have another question which says, if a person wants to be more on the development side, and if you were told to try product management, then why should I drop development for management?
You don't have to.
Yeah, it's a hypothetical situation.
You shouldn't. Pratham, I think development is an amazing role.
Right.
Writing code, writing software is the primary aspect of every software development company. I would not recommend you to leave that and go into product management just because of some of the per, preconceived or some of the uh, current salaries which are being shared. Or I think you development also offers those things, everything which product management offers. So if you are a good developer, and I'm sure you are, um, you have a good career. Developers become development managers, uh, they become CTOs, and that's something which I would encourage you to do that. Maybe You might want to you might change your mind later on, but try and give a shout out to development. Don't do product management just because someone told you so.
Okay. And so basically, this question is about whether working in a community in form of kind of an experience, it helps or not.
Mm. It does absolutely. So, what does product manager do? A product manager is somebody who talks to the customers in and out daily. Uh, she would, if I would have a product manager, she would be talking to the customers, understanding their pains, working with them. Uh, so a community also gives you that kind of exposure. Also, online communities these days help you build a network, help you also do build those banners. So one thing which you would be very important of how community helps being a product manager is because when you are in a community, you're doing these webinars, you're launching things, and you're talking to a lot of people. When you launch a product, the most important thing is discovery of a product. Like you create an app, you create an awesome game, you put it on Android and Apple, and nobody's looking at it. Okay, so what's happening? No one's looking at it, no one's downloading it. That's where your skills as a community, but if you have a community manager or community building community skills, you can help spread the word. You have a natural flair for spreading the word. So this learning, when you apply to product management, of hey, I have launched this product, I have launched this game, hey, here's a security product which you need to all install, that helps you so much. It's immense. So yeah, building a network definitely helps. Working with a community also helps you learn one aspect, which is how do you work or how do you motivate people without giving monetary benefits. So there's a so why this and the way it translate into Facebook is why should people come on Facebook? So if you built a Facebook and let's say you are the first product manager, you would be faced with the question of why should people come to Facebook? There, your learnings of being a community manager, building community together, would help you translate and say that, hey, this community should come on Facebook. So it absolutely helps. Uh, I would recommend you to do that.
So we do have some questions from the registrations that we received as well. One, so we tried to lodge out some common ones, and the first one is people want to know more about Product Tank Pune. So would you like to bring on some light into that?
So Product Tank Pune is oh well, this is my favorite subject. Uh, so Product Tank Pune has been around for about 2.5 years now. Uh, we are part of a larger product community of people that has about 188 chapters across the globe. The company that is there is called Mind the Product, based out of London, and they have been at forefront of building the best content for product, getting into a product manager job. Why I got into Product Tank Pune is because when I was looking for my first product manager job, I didn't know what to study. I had those questions, like all of the questions which you have, and somebody helped me to get into this. Because of Mind the Product, I got a product manager job, and in my initial phase, a lot of those online tools helped me get better and become a better product manager. We now conduct seminars and webinars every month, uh, which we bring in around good product managers, senior folks. A lot of product managers are part of it, our group. We do not have a lot of young people. but we would love to have you so that we can bring in we can bring in the energy uh, and flair to the community. I can create a so we do have a LinkedIn page. We have a few WhatsApp groups, but they are all full. But we can definitely create if folks are interested, and we can share knowledge about it. So and we also help our members get jobs. So we
Great.
launched a program. We in fact launched a program for APMs, people who are looking to break into product management. Because a lot of our members are senior folks or hiring managers in companies themselves. So what we do is we said that if you are hiring an APM or if you are hiring one or two APMs initially, what is the guarantee that they would succeed? So we came up with a program where we helped companies recruit the top APMs or member people as associate product managers who were full time onto their full time with the company. And in addition to being in the company, we gave them some training so that they could be better associate product managers at their job. Companies, the most dreadful thing for a company is if you spend like a year with an APM or 6 months with an APM, you teach them, you make them learn, and then they leave. Uh, we don't want that to happen. And at the same time, we want companies to uh, teach or invest in the product managers. So we had that program. Uh, we recruited a few, helped companies recruit a few, and this was more of a community activity. If you are looking for a job, give me a shout out. We can help you. But we are mostly the network is in Pune, Mumbai. We do have a few connects in Hyderabad and Bangalore. There's a Product Tank chapter in Bangalore as well, and there's an active one in New Delhi in CR side. So yeah, uh, those are the regions. And if you're looking for international, probably we could connect you to the folks in London. So
Yeah, okay. So that's great. If you want to know more about it, and if you do want to get a work in this field, you can definitely go and join Product Tank Pune. Being a part of such a wonderful and encouraging and enriching community would definitely help you a lot in future as well. I think we're done with questions, and we had a lot of them. But it's so great to see you answer all of them so insightful. We got a lot of wonderful insights, and thank you so much, Amit sir, for coming and joining us today. It was a great session. We all thoroughly enjoyed it, and we would definitely like to have you back on our channel or for some other
absolutely,
content. Thank you so much for
absolutely,
giving us your time.
it's a pleasure knowing the community. Thank you, Kushi, and thank you everyone at EquiCode. I look forward to more interactions.
Definitely,
Have a
sir,
good
and
weekend.
thank definitely, sir. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining. So, it was officially the third episode. And, folks, now we come on to the grand finale of the series, which is tomorrow. And if you already missed the promos of it, this grand finale of the series is with Eddie, and he's going to come and we're going to have a lot more beautiful insights about open source, his dev journey, and how he became the GitHub Star of the Year. So definitely go. You can check out the session tomorrow. It's 9:30 p.m. And thank you so much, Amit sir. I don't think we could have got a better third episode for this series. It was absolutely amazing. And we already have a lot of people thanking you. So we have someone
Thank you.
Aditya Obra as well. We have
Hey, hi,
Akshat.
Aditya. Thank you, Akshit.
And
Prathamesh. Thank you so much.
thank you,
Thank you,
everyone. Thank you
everyone.
so much. And now it's the time that we wrap up the session. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Amit sir.
Thank you. Bye.